Hey, how's it going? I am just pointing out this right here, no canals for the Riverlands. See, I heard this really silly idea to redo the riverbank so that when it freezes in the wintertime, people could walk on it. And I mean, it's a cool sounding idea, but it would cost like millions of dollars. And like, what's wrong with the riverbank already? I think one of the things that makes Red Deer nice is that we don't have we have all these natural nice areas, and even on my side of town, a lot of the trees and forested areas that there used to be have been taken out, and we have neighborhoods, and so we don't have a lot of walking paths on our side of town, and so the ones that we do have are kind of nice, and I don't think that it's really necessary to turn a perfectly nice natural river valley into a tourist attraction. And I guess some other people agreed. They say it's too expensive and too big to bite off. Okay, so the grand vision of bringing San Antonio's megatourism Riverwalk vision to Red Deer has been turfed. Instead, the city's Greater Downtown Action Plan Committee will recommend to City Council this winter to adopt a plan for the Riverlands district that is similar to a scaled-down version that was unveiled at 2 open houses earlier this year. The committee's vision for the Riverlands will include lesser water features, ones that do not feature complete loops nor allow any type of boat traffic. However, urban designers will look at ways to have them usable for winter skating. As well, the committee will recommend to City Council to adopt a Riverlands plan complete with a wide range of housing options, which is just as attractive and beneficial to city residents as it will be for tourists. There was a fairly strong group of people that said they didn't want to see a full-fledged canal approach. They didn't see that as being authentic to Red Deer. They saw that as possibly too expensive and too big of a project to bite off, said project consultant Lauren Daniel. But at the same time, those people very much supported the idea of water features and to a large extent the ideas of tourism facilities and a big tourism draw on the Riverlands. On Monday, Daniel and project architect John Hull, along with the councillor Cindy Jeffries, chair of the GDAP steering committee, presented a media update and results of public feedback following the October 8th open house. Daniel said a significant number of citizens in their responses were armament of whatever is ultimately built in the Riverlands had to be unique to the city and the region. I completely agree. I'm glad that they didn't decide to just do it because, there was homeless people sleeping in the banks downtown, and we've had tons of homeless people coming into the city, and I know that the homeless problem is somewhere that, the homeless problem is, a big thing, and, I'm aware that in the United States people are living in tent cities because of the subprime mortgage crisis. And I think that we should have been helping them. I thought that why would we go and spend all this money to build the river for profit, for tourism or whatever, when we have people who can't have a nice warm place to stay in the winter when it's freezing cold. They have to sleep in our banks, and that makes people feel uncomfortable and makes them feel like they can't go to the bank because, when these homeless people are going to be asking them for money. And, you feel like you want to help them, but in some ways they're better off than a lot of other people are, because at least the homeless people don't have debts. Well, they may, but, when you end up on the street, they say it's a choice. They say that, it's a lifestyle that you choose to have, and a lot of people don't get a job, they don't get themselves back on their feet because they can just get by panhandling, and I think it's a bigger issue than just, oh, they're lazy and they don't want to work, or, oh, they had a bad hand dealt to them in life. The problem is something that plagues us all in our own ways, and I think that thinking about how we're going to spend millions of dollars on these projects, you get a bunch of people who think it's a good idea and make it happen, and then everybody else is sort of stuck dealing with the consequences when it may not have been thought through completely. I think that things are growing so fast and things are changing so fast that people really have to not just take things for granted and let everything just go on, because clearly people besides myself got worked up over it, and because they expressed those concerns, the information that it was a bad idea, or that maybe we need to think about this a little bit more economically, and they took those considerations and they've decided to scale it down a bit, which I appreciate, and we're still gonna be able to get something nice. So that's what I think about this. I'm glad that it isn't going through or going ahead with the full, let's redo the whole freaking river, and they're just gonna do a little bit smaller of a project. But I guess we'll see what they do. That's all I gotta say about this.